Well, YouTube, Ronan Kazi fixed the beginning because, and there's Roxy doing more build stuff. Now my shield build. Again, I was up in the summit doing build. So here's my shield build. Basically, there's a couple things that you need to know. You want adrenaline rush on your backpack. And what I'm using is improvised gear on my holster and knees. I got a set of I think it's Bell, whatever it's called. I'm going to call it Bel Air for the increased regen. And I have one yellow piece to help my artificer, because I have that for my shield, and I have Ridgeway's chest piece because I have found that I just like having that coming back. I can't quantify how much is coming back. I'm too lazy to do that experiment. So in a shield build, you should be pushing and going ahead. So I am going to run. Once these guys get here on this terminal, I'm going to go to the other terminal. Now on this map, that's a pain in the butt, but you're going to see this build has high survivability. You can see adrenaline rush kicking in as people get close. I just want to stabilize what we're doing here, and then I'm going to run down there. I like deflector shield because it gives me a little more damage. And it seems like every video I'm catching on fire, so I don't know why that is. So they push me so hard. Ouch. And this is the bad thing. I don't have unbreakable on here because I shouldn't need unbreakable. That'd be one possibility. My folks up there are having a problem. So I slowly get a hold. You can see my health's coming back pretty decent. I switched to shotgun, which is great. Scorpio, which is always a great piece. I'm going to restart the countdown. And why am I not using Catharsis? Because Catharsis is inconsistent, and Catharsis means I have to stay stationary. Might have helped right there. But again, you can see it's coming up. I use a kit. I'm in the fire. And you see adrenaline rush kicks in, and I'm doing really good. Now, here's the benefit of Ridgeway. I'm putting bleeds on all those, so I'm going to get my health back. I'm going to have a sustained health coming in for a second. And with all builds, you should be able to withstand fire and a bunch of stuff. You should be able to tank things pretty well. And you can see what happens when you have a tank. It's easy for your group to progress because once they stabilize their first part, you're taking all the aggro, and all they have to do is get in there and kill things. Again, my job as a tank is not to kill things. My job is to get the aggro. Probably should have sped that part up. That's incompetence on my part. Sorry, everyone. All right, so we're back into it. And look, I'm just going to go as far as I can. Protect the flank of my people. Again, I want to stabilize them before I go off and wander. Sometimes tanks go way too far, then it's 3 on, a instance that's scaled to 4. But I make no doubt I'm going to go to the back end, and I'm going to always try to spin the boss around so they're shooting his back, so your teammates are taking no aggro. I'm trying not to take him behind this thing, so I draw him back to me. I'll get out of his line of sight so my folks can get him, but I'm going to have to run back in there and take him. Again, you see adrenaline rush coming in. It's a little different than a stacking. When you have stacking type of capabilities where you got to hit something, pistol's not the best. I like Liberty because Liberty, when you get headshots, it'll repair your armor. And because I do bleeds, then I have a submachine gun with high crit. And you can see I can just go in there and you get a little bit of DPS. I have a piece of WGN, right, 5% plus damage, weapon damage. Again, the goal is not to do everything. The goal is to get the aggro and be able to go get the things so your group doesn't have to. And I've seen other tank builds that have like the green bulwark in there, and those are fantastic. And if you ever want to see probably top-notch player in that is Rose Fox. I was in a group with her. One of my videos is titled that. She's running that, and it's unkillable. Why don't I do it? I like the benefits. I like that extra set of attributes you get on there. There's my Liberty, and I'm going to put on, sometimes I use a honey badger that has a bleed on it. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing. Okay, I slowed it back down for this part. This time, I'm going to run pretty far. And I'm going to pull them. I'm trying to engage them. And get everyone on me. You're a tank, remember, when you're doing this, so you're supposed to be able. And I want to put the bleed on everyone. If I put the bleed on everyone, I start healing myself. And I have some good teammates. They really rock these people. One thing with Deflector Shield, it will put the bleed on them, so when you camp a spawn and everyone comes out shooting, they'll put a bleed on themselves. Don't worry about, and look, I can go over and get him right away. Well, they're getting him. Don't worry about that you're not firing fast enough. I like the D50s the best because they just do a lot of damage, and when you got them spec'd right, they do 300-400, and your incidental damage, the damage you're doing in between things, that's going to be on your shield. And for the people inside here, if you want to run and gun, here's a build where you can run and gun. I'm on heroic. I normally play legendary. Is this build good for legendary? It's okay. You got to really, really be mindful of what you're doing. Now, I saw a guy in legendary. He had bulwark and a couple of pieces that had that 1% regen, and he just ran without a shield. It was fantastic. So there's been like 3 or 4 tanks in my life that I've seen into Division 2 that are just, you know, pretty great. They have bulwark on too, so maybe I should be running bulwark. But I like my build. So I'm going to go back here. The spawn's above me. So what I'm going to do is get them, and when they drop down, and if this is the video that I remember, I'm going to tell you how survivable this is. Hopefully this is that video. Maybe it's the next build video. But you see I'm just spraying all those people, using their damage against them. My teammates sit up in safety. And again, you have 3 or 4 of these sets in your arsenal that you can pull out at any time. Maybe you get tired of sitting in the back row killing things. Maybe you want to go up front and, you know, you're like mainly marking. I guess that's one of the reasons I like bleeds, because they help mark. But this is Ronan Kazi. Please like, share, get the ring bell. Trying to do some shorter videos. I'm not a big build guy, but I do want to show you the builds I use. I use pretty mainly 3-4 builds at most. I added one. That first build was a new one, but I don't think I'll add any more. I have an ongoing directive that I might add in there. I might make a video. It's going to be a composite video. I'm normally against composite videos, but I have a great idea for one. I'm sure I'm not the first person to do it. Just something I enjoy. Thanks, everyone. Ronan Kazi out.